All right, folks, buckle up. Let me tell you about a game for the ages. We're talking Washington State Cougars, the home team, facing off against the San Jose State Spartans. Electric atmosphere in Pullman, Washington. You could feel the energy crackling in the air. Both teams came in with something to prove. High stakes, baby. Every snap, every tackle, every point mattered. The Cougars, they were looking to protect their home turf. The Spartans? They were hungry for an upset. You could see it in their eyes during warm-ups. The tension was palpable. Fans on both sides were going bonkers. They knew they were in for a wild ride. Washington State, they like to air it out. San Jose State, on the other hand, they're more of a ground and pound team. This clash of styles made for one heck of a matchup. Now, the first quarter, it was a feeling out process. Both teams were playing a little cautious, trying to get a read on each other. Defenses were playing tight. Offenses were sputtering a bit. It was like a chess match out there, each team trying to outmaneuver the other. Washington State, they had this one drive where their quarterback, he showed off his arm. He threw this laser beam down the sideline for a big gain. Got the fans on their feet. San Jose State, they answered back with a couple of nice runs. Their running back, he was a load to bring down. The defenses were definitely in control early on though. Points were at a premium. Nobody was giving an inch. It was a battle of wills out there. The second quarter, things started to open up. Both offenses found their rhythm a bit. The game turned into a back-and-forth affair. One team would score, and then the other team would answer right back. The momentum swings were crazy. The crowd was going absolutely nuts. Washington State, they struck first in the second quarter. Their quarterback, he threw a dime to his receiver in the end zone. San Jose State, they didn't flinch. They came right back with a touchdown of their own. Their running back, he punched it in from a few yards out. Then came the turnovers. Washington State, they fumbled the ball deep in their own territory. San Jose State recovered it, and they turned it into points. But Washington State, they answered right back with an interception of their own. They took it all the way to the house for a pick six. The place went bonkers. All right, let's talk about Dylan Payne, the quarterback for Washington State. This dude, he was the real deal. He took over the game in the third quarter. He was making plays all over the field, throwing touchdowns, running for first downs, you name it. Payne, he started the third quarter with a bang. He led Washington State on a long scoring drive. He capped it off with a touchdown pass to his tight end. Then, on their next possession, Payne showed off his wheels. He scrambled for a big gain, juking defenders left and right. But Payne wasn't just about making highlight reel plays. He was also incredibly poised and efficient. He was spreading the ball around to all of his receivers. He was the engine that made Washington State go. The fourth quarter, man oh man, it was an instant classic. Both teams were playing their hearts out. The lead changed hands multiple times. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Every play felt like it could be the game winner. Washington State, they took the lead early in the fourth quarter. Payne, he threw another touchdown pass. But San Jose State, they answered right back with a touchdown of their own. Their quarterback, he threw a strike to his receiver for a score. With time winding down, both teams had chances to win it in regulation. Washington State, they drove the ball down the field and got into field goal range. But their kicker, he missed the game-winning field goal. Wide left. San Jose State, they had one last chance to win it. They got into field goal range as well. But their kicker, he missed too. This game was headed to overtime. Overtime in college football, it's already intense enough. But double overtime? Forget about it. The pressure is off the charts. Every play is magnified. One mistake, and it's all over. Both teams knew what was at stake. They left it all out on the field. In the first overtime, both teams traded touchdowns. The offenses were clicking on all cylinders. The defenses were exhausted, but they were still fighting tooth and nail. We were headed to double overtime. The crowd was going absolutely bonkers. In the second overtime, Washington State, they got the ball first, and they scored. Payne, he threw his fourth touchdown pass of the game. The pressure was on San Jose State to answer. But Washington State's defense, they stood tall. They stopped San Jose State on fourth down. The Cougars won it. The final score, Washington State 38, San Jose State 31. What a game. What a finish. The Cougars, they escaped with a hard-fought victory. They had to overcome adversity. They had to dig deep, but they found a way to win. That's what championship teams do. Dylan Payne, He was the hero for Washington State. He was absolutely sensational. He threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also ran for a touchdown. He was the best player on the field, no doubt about it. He put the team on his back and carried them to victory. But let's give credit to San Jose State, too. They played their hearts out. They were a few plays away from pulling off the upset. This game, it had it all. Big plays, momentum swings, turnovers, overtime, you name it. It was a microcosm of everything that makes college football so great. The passion, the intensity, the unpredictability. It was a night that nobody in attendance will ever forget. For Washington State, this win was huge. It showed that they're a team to be reckoned with. They have the talent and the resilience to compete with anyone in the country. They're going to be a dangerous team come playoff time. As for San Jose State, they proved that they can play with the big boys. They may have come up short, but they showed that they're a program on the rise. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the years to come. So there you have it, folks. The epic double overtime showdown between Washington State and San Jose State. A game for the ages, a night to remember.